Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. There's been a heist, a jewelry heist, at the Louvre. Is that how you say that? I always said it Louvre, but I heard someone say Louvre, so I don't know really. Museum, and a commenter named Liz said, "Hey, could you do a video about that?" And I was like, actually, yeah, I want to look into it. So just for fun, I spent about the last hour kind of researching it and thought I'd share it with you. So in Paris, there is a museum where lots of very valuable artwork is kept, including the Mona Lisa. And it is called the Louvre Museum. I'm not an expert on any of this, just FYI. Obviously, I've never been to Paris. I don't speak French. I don't know much, but I spent a little time just researching it. So if you're here for relaxation, you're in the right spot because I'm not the expert. But the museum is along the river Seine. So here we have the river. And then here, actually, it's kind of like this. Let's fix. It's kind of like this is the museum, I think. I looked at a map layout of it to get a feel for it. And then it kind of connects here. And there was kind of a... I'm showing you this for a reason, don't worry. Okay, here is where that, triangle is, that sort of like glass that you see like in the movie oh my gosh, I'm blanking the name of the movie. Anyway, in a lot of movies, let's put it that way. That's where that is. And then over here in this area, this is about where the Mona Lisa is kept. And then over here we have another wings, I would say. Okay, now this is what we're discussing today, this wing right here. And I'm sorry that I didn't write down the name of it. It's like the Apollyon, I don't know, something like that, but it's like the wing over here. Now the museum opens at 9 a.m. And so people come into the museum, and it takes a while. It's a very large museum. All of this is museum. These are all wings all over. And probably a lot of people head for the Mona Lisa first. So at 9 a.m. the museum opens. At 9:30 on Sunday morning, a moving, let me see if I have a picture, but it looks like a moving truck, kind of. No, I don't think. And it has a lift on it. So that pulls up, like, I guess it's here. So you have this truck pull up, and it has a 2-story, like scaffolding lift on it. And it seems like there maybe were 4 men altogether. But I think 2 of them go up on the lift, and they're wearing not like masks and black and, they don't look like cat burglars. They're wearing yellow, like, reflective safety vests. So they look like workers. So they go up to the 2nd floor of this hall, and I do have a picture of that. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Well, here, okay. So they go up to the 2nd floor, and this like area is narrow like this, and I think the window's here, and they use a saw to just cut into this window, and then they jump in, and there are some like Napoleonic tables in here. There's all kinds of displays, and what I read in like 1 or 2 places, but not everywhere, so I'm a little confused by this, is that there were cases where the jewels were kept here. And these cases are new. And the cases where other jewels were kept are older. Now, I tried to double check that fact, and I am not sure, but I actually looked in like some French local newspapers, and I think these were put in 2019. And the old ones were like this heavy duty, and there's still old ones on the walls, I think, are like this heavy duty metal. And when I say old, I mean like this building was put in like, I don't know, the 1600s or something. And the staff at the Louvre said these new ones are better because these ones we can't lock up as much. But some people said that maybe they weren't as secure. So I don't know about all that. But anyway, so these guys come in through this window. They came to this case, and apparently somebody who worked at the museum managed to catch them on video, but only the backside, which is interesting. I don't know. And they were using a round like saw to cut into the glass of the cases. So they cut into the glass, they grabbed jewelry that we'll talk about in a minute, and then they ran back out through the window they came in. They went down. Apparently, some news sources say they may have tried to like burn the truck, like through gas on the upholstery and some things to probably get rid of, any fingerprints or whatever. And then waiting down below were their buddies, and they were on scooters. And so they took off on their scooters. And by scooters, I'm assuming like Vespa type things. But like in the US, a scooter is kind of more like a razor scooter. But I'm assuming they mean like a small motorbike, but I don't really know. So they took off, and that's it. They have not found them. They don't know who they were. And so that's the first part. Okay, that's kind of the basic of the story, but we'll go into a little more. For one thing, they feel like they have to reclaim these jewels within like a 24-hour period, or they will melt them down, they'll cut up the stones and have them all sold in no time. And they think it's like, even chopped up and everything, like $11 million worth of jewels, I think. Now, I would wonder if on a very black market, if you wouldn't try to sell them, I know would be super sketchy, but you kind of wonder. Anyway, but I don't think they haven't said they have any leads yet. Okay, now to go back to security, because you're probably saying, why, what? Didn't alarms go off and weren't there cameras? Well, apparently people who worked at the museum have long said security is outdated. And I think even the French government had said, hey, you got to work on your security. So there's a lot of questions around that, it seems like. And the cameras in this room apparently only covered 25% of the room. What? Like, I have a wildlife camera that I could set up today that could cover motion. Anyway, and they said in the whole museum, security only has video surveillance on half of the rooms. That's crazy, right? So I guess like so they don't have security camera footage of that part of the room. It seems, at least they haven't said they do. So that's a thing. And I guess there were no alarms that went off. So I don't know if there weren't alarms on the window. I'm not totally sure. Now, I have a picture here. Hold on. Let me pull it up. It's on my iPad, but okay. I think that this is the hall. I mean, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Like, the hall itself is so... And so you can see the tables like this. These are like old, valuable tables. But then right here in the center, I was wrong. There are no cases on the walls. I don't know why I thought they said that. I don't see anything like that. But here is the jewels. They're in this box, this like glass. So they cut into that and took them out. And I guess that's the window they came in right there. Now they did this all in like 7 minutes flat. Like, I think it was like under 8 minutes. It was like 7.5 minutes or something. They pulled up, they got up, they cut, they went in, took everything, went down, left on the scooters, all in like under 8 minutes. So that's pretty wild. Okay, now let's look at some of the jewels. Okay, so this is pearl and diamond. They say it belonged to Empress Eugenie, wife of Napoleon III. Yeah, I think all of the jewelry was from Napoleon's wives. More than one wife, but different wives. And like this one was acquired in 1992. Now, I don't know how much value the pearls. Maybe they have a lot of value, but within there, these are all diamonds. All that, it's like kind of hard to see because these photos are, well, they're pretty good, but those are all diamonds. I don't know whether this is made out of gold or not. I'm not sure. I mean, you would think. Oh, here it says the headpiece includes 212 pearls and 1,998 diamonds. What? Okay, so that's one thing that was stolen. Now this set here is diamond and sapphire. And I believe that they grabbed the necklace, the tiara, one earring, but they didn't get both earrings. Is that all? Let's see. Not all, but the burglars took 3 pieces. Yeah, so I think it was 1, 2, and 1 of these. There's a stupid ad that, okay. Diamond and sapphire jewelry set. This was from the website Britannica. Worn by Queen Marie Amélie de Bourbon of Hortense. I know I probably said that, not very Frenchy, but thieves absconded with 3 pieces from the set: the tiara, the necklace, and they say and earrings, but I actually think they only got 1 of the earrings from what I read. And oh, okay. Yeah. So that has a ton of diamonds. This piece right here, I don't remember exactly how many, but it's thousands, I think, of diamonds and sapphires. So it's so sad to think that, because this is important to French history, and it belongs to the people of France, and for people to steal it, and if they just melt it down, that sucks. Okay. And then there's this set, an emerald necklace and earring set. Marie Louise's emerald and diamond necklace and earrings, 2 surviving pieces from an emerald and diamond jewelry set that Napoleon had gifted his second wife upon their marriage in 1810, were part of the jewelry collection at the Louvre, Paris, until the pieces were stolen. Okay. Let's see if they tell us. The original set included a tiara, a necklace, and a pair of earrings, and a comb. But the necklace and earrings were the only adornments to survive in their original state into the 21st century. Okay. So you can see all the emeralds and diamonds, and they'll probably just melt them. Okay. Now this piece is kind of interesting. This is from the Louvre's website. But this is a crown, and it has these gold eagles, diamonds, and then emeralds. Let's see what they tell us. This is from Eugenie, 1855. Now this piece, they stole, but they dropped it on the way out. And so they did recover it. It is, they said it's been damaged, but they were able to recover it. So I don't know what the damage is. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. And then this piece, oh shoot, I forgot the name. Hold on. Let me think. They call it oh shoot, my brains. It's a Catholic name for, the Catholics believe that you can keep like a bone of a saint or something a saint may have touched or a piece of their clothing. Relics. So like if you need protection or you get sick, or I don't even know because I'm not Catholic, but they can give you a piece of a relic that maybe you wear and it can help you. I hope that's right. I don't really know. But this was called a relic. Oh, shoot. I had the word in my head now. But anyway, so it would kind of imply that it would hold a relic, because sometimes they have these things and they have like a little like thing you can open up and put a piece of a relic in there. But this was called that, a reliquary. I don't know. But they said there's nowhere to really put something. So I don't know. That's all beside the point. But it's all diamond. And this piece disappeared. And look at some of these diamonds are really huge, I think. So those are all diamond. Okay. But more than the value of these things is the importance to their history, I think. And then this one also disappeared. And it is like a bow. And it has all these diamonds hanging down. And these little things that look like ropes, they're all diamonds. Like, this is not a great photo. It was the best I could find. But I think it's really beautiful in person. It's like diamonds all over the place and sparkles. And it's a brooch. So those were the pieces that disappeared. I think it was, let's see, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think it was 8 pieces were taken. And then this piece was taken, but they dropped it. So they have recovered that. But, their fear is they're just going to melt them all down and, sell them off for parts. So that's kind of the story. As far as a heist story goes, it does seem like you kind of at first you're like, wow, they did it. How bold to do it in the middle of the day. But if you do it in the middle of the day and you're wearing like a bright yellow work vest, how many people, you'd walk by and just go, I guess they're working on that part of the Louvre. You wouldn't think twice about it. The fact that they didn't have masks on seems incredible to me. That it feels to me, if I were an investigator, like they must have known there are no video cameras in that area or on the outside, because they're not wearing masks, apparently. So you'd have to be pretty confident that there are no video cameras, wouldn't you? So that feels to me like kind of an inside job. And when I heard that these cases are newer, now this is just me talking, okay? I don't know anything. But you wonder if whoever was part of, and it could be further out. I'm not saying the people who installed it, but it could be anyone who was around during that time who kind of looks around and says, nobody's paying attention to us. Nobody cares what we're doing, and takes a look around and realizes there might not be video cameras, that you might have an insider. I would be investigating. I'm sure they are, but I'd be looking into anyone who had anything to do with that. But really, I assume anybody who's, I don't know, you wouldn't need a whole lot of information. I bet you could look up at the ceiling and see where the cameras are facing. I don't know. Anyway, so hopefully they recover these, but It's already been, what's today, Tuesday morning. I mean, if I were a thief, I think I'd melt them immediately so that there's no evidence, but hopefully not. Now I saw that I don't know if it's the Parisian police or the French police or whatever, but they said they think it's a well organized gang and could even be like foreign interference or foreigners or foreign people. I don't know. It could be, but actually, just looking at it, it's 4 people with a truck. It could be anybody in my mind. And these saws aren't like anything special, they're just saws. So I don't know. Who knows? It'll be interesting to find out what happens. Well, alright, guys. So now, the Louvre is still closed as of today, I think. They haven't opened it back up. Someday I'll get to go there, I think. I want to. Alright, well, let me know in the comments if you've heard anything else. This was as of early this morning, so. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. I think that's kind of how it is. And then this has like a courtyard. And I guess this is kind of a hall, but I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. And I don't know if the truck was here. I guess the truck is here because the window's here, I think. Or does it go this way and the window's here? It was hard to tell from maps I saw. Maybe that's how it is. Let me look at that picture again. My thing's out of battery. No, that's a pretty long hallway. I think it's going this way. And this is old. Look at this ceiling, isn't that crazy? So cool. I guess I could do it this way. I wonder what these are. It almost looks like a fireplace or something. Oh, there's a door. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like probably how it was. It looks like there's probably a hall going this way and there were doors that led into here. Maybe. I don't know. You know the movie I was trying to think of at the beginning? It's that one with, it was based on the book. Tom Hanks was in the movie. I read the book. Oh well, whatever. The something prophecy. It's been so long. I'm gonna drive you crazy. Well, are these displays? I can't tell. Those are windows. I want to go here so bad. It looks so